what the building's going to do is going to cover up that little bit of industry that we see in the background there, and then this gorgeous park right here at the Chicago Park.
Chicago has been getting a bad rep these days because of increased crime in the city. And, you know, a lot of this is confined to the south regions of Chicago, the suburbs, where no tourists would end up venturing out towards anyways. And a lot of people forget that Chicago is not only one of the biggest cities in America, but it just has so many things to do. So specific food items that it's known for, like deep dish pizza, the Chicago style hot dog, a lot of really great things to do, especially with a carved out waterfront that has an aquarium, you know, a planetarium, I believe, Navy Pier, and just beautiful, phenomenal architecture. So Chicago really has a lot to offer, and in this video, of course, I am the American Travel Geek, and or Kevin, and I'm going to be covering 5 things that you should do in Chicago, and it's going to be the best of the best. You know, it doesn't have to be, well, it's really hard for me to limit this list to 5 items because there's a whole lot more, but for the sake of this video, to keep it short and sweet, I'm going to cut to the chase and give you guys the highest priority items. So let's go. And if you like seeing travel tips related to American destinations, so US destinations, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell beside it to be notified whenever I release a new video and stay up to date with my content. So far and away, if you're going to Chicago for, let's say, a day and I had to recommend one thing, I would suggest the architectural boat tour or the boat cruise. And the company I decided to go with for this was called Shoreline Sightseeing. And essentially what the architectural boat cruise is in case you didn't know, there's actually a river that flows right through downtown Chicago from Lake Michigan. And it's an absolutely stunning way to be able to gain a great vantage point of the city and be able to basically take a boat right through the middle of the downtown core and see all the phenomenal architecture around it. So it's just such a great opportunity, and this tour, it's gonna be a bit pricey. It's between $37 and $43. However, it really is worth it. In fact, 2017 TripAdvisor actually rated this tour the most popular tour in America, which is a huge achievement for this particular company. And the reason I'm so high on this tour is because, again, as I said before, the fact that there's a river flowing right through the downtown core is something that's very unique to Chicago, and I haven't experienced in another city before. And, you know, you really get to experience all the architecture that you would normally see, let's say, going on a sightseeing double-decker bus. So you get exposure to all the phenomenal architecture, and the commentary offered in the tour is also very good. You know, they go into all the history of the different buildings. You get to see the most popular buildings, like the Wrigley building that has the clock at the top of the tower, and also the Tribune Tower as well, which is another old style building that's very cool. And you'll see a lot of other unique architecture, like the swirly tower that has different layers of parking garage. It's really hard for me to describe it. Maybe I'll put up a picture on the screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. But regardless, this is the best tour, the #1 must-see thing, and yeah. So number 2 on this list is gonna be Giordano's Pizza. Now, of course, as you may know, deep dish pizza is a Chicago staple, just something you just have to try when you go to Chicago. And I've had Pizzeria Uno as well, which is another restaurant in Chicago. I have to say I preferred Giordano's, although both were good. And when me and my friends we went to Giordano's and we ordered, I'm gonna try and remember the ingredients of this pizza, although it's very hard because it was a few years ago. But this pizza had, as you can see, green peppers, so that we know for sure. And if I'm gonna have to guess, it also had onions and grilled chicken. I was with my friends, they're grilled chicken guys, they get grilled chicken on everything, so probably grilled chicken as well. But I'm sure all the menu options are very good. Get what you want inside the pizza is what I would say. And, you know, there's a popular debate among the locals between Giordano's, Lou Malnati's, and Gino's East, which are 3 different restaurants for deep dish pizza. I have to say, if I went to Chicago again, I would probably try the other two just to get a comparison, but my experience at Giordano's was so good, and I'm confident enough that I can recommend it to you guys, so definitely check it out. As you can see, pizza gets me very excited, and I've had a lot of great slices of pizza in my lifetime. So in the comment section below, tell me, where have you had your favorite slice of pizza? Number 3 on the list is Navy Pier. So I'm always really jealous because I come from Toronto, and you know, our city is on Lake Ontario, and similarly Chicago is also built on the shorelines of a great lake as well, which is Lake Michigan. So I'm always comparing the two waterfronts, and I'm always quite jealous because what Chicago has done to their waterfront is really brilliant. Especially with the construction of Navy Pier, which is kind of like an entertainment area that has rides, games like free events, food, and it's all right on the shores of Lake Michigan. So, you know, first off, I'll describe that there's a lot of free events that you can go to at Navy Pier, and a lot of it's emphasized around the culture of Chicago. So, you know, arts, music, entertainment, things like that, and a lot of it's free, and they have exhibits and stuff, so you should definitely check those out. And fireworks is one thing they do, and as you can see, I got to experience those fireworks, and they were offered on Wednesday and Saturday nights during the summer. Unfortunately, they're done for the year, but if you do return in summer, this is a great option. Definitely go down and check those out. And there's a lot of great eateries as well, both dine-in and quick serve eateries. And you really can't miss the rides that are there as well, especially the Ferris wheel, which is something that you can see from the top of the Hancock Tower, and it's just really probably the most famous part about Navy Pier. So, you know, it's really great, and there's a bunch of gift shops as well, so you can, it's really a great place to go if you're trying to get a souvenir for Chicago and just see what Chicago is all about in terms of its arts, it's you know, things it offers tourists basically. So I definitely recommend going to Navy Pier. Yeah. Number 4 on this list is the John Hancock Tower. And what I mean by this is the observation deck. Now, I believe it's actually called now the 360 Chicago observation deck. It wasn't when I went, but that's what it's called now. And to be completely honest, you can also go up the Willis Tower, which is the other black building in Chicago that has the white needles coming out of it. So both are similarly priced. I have not been up the Willis Tower, so I can't really vouch for one over the other. But yeah, both are similarly priced, and both provide excellent views of the city. And another thing is that they both offer similar things. So the Willis Tower offers something called the Ledge, which is like a glass box that extends out of the building, and you can actually see through the floor. And it's like you're out in the open air, which is pretty damn cool actually. And the John Hancock Tower offers something that is a relatively new exhibit, and that is the Tilt, which is like, it's a bit of a 4D ride experience where they actually, you're actually flying out towards the ground, or the North Michigan Avenue right below. So it's as if you're kind of flying through midair, and it's also kind of, you see the ground below you. So both of those attractions are relatively similar. And another difference is that Willis Tower, you're going to be 103 floors up, whereas John Hancock Tower a little bit lower at 94 floors. So not a huge difference between the two. You can choose either one, but I have been up the John Hancock Tower twice, and I enjoyed the experience both times. You get the panoramic view of each direction, so I definitely recommend it. So as you guys may know, I am a baseball fan, a really big one in fact. So I can't leave out Wrigley Field as my number 5 suggestion here. And Wrigley Field is the place where the MLB team, or the baseball team, the Chicago Cubs play. And Wrigley Field is just something that, you know, even as a baseball fan or not as a baseball fan, the architecture is just phenomenal. You know, it was built in 1914, or opened in 1914, so it's the second oldest baseball stadium in the whole league. And it's just something that it's a one-of-a-kind experience, you know? You know, you get to experience the old school baseball vibe, you know, the organ music, the genuine organ music that plays inside the stadium. Wrigleyville, which is basically a village that was built around the ballpark that has great bars, restaurants, and really cool old school merchandise stores if you want to buy Chicago Cubs apparel. So it's just a really phenomenal thing. And when you go, you have to make sure that you have a Chicago-style hot dog at the ballpark, which is very unique, and it has a pop seed bun. It has a slice of pickle, some slices of tomatoes, onion, mustard, celery salt, and something called sport peppers, which is a hot pickled pepper. That's the best way I can describe it. So definitely get one of those. And you know, Chicago Cubs are also a really great baseball team again. They won the World Series a couple years ago, so another great reason to visit. To be honest, guys, like, I can make this video 20 minutes or more because there's just so many things to do in Chicago, and it is one of my favorite American cities. You know, it's a really great city with just so much to do. Kind of comparable to Toronto in some ways in terms of like winter weather and things like that, but you know, still different cities for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you did not, you know, leave a dislike, and any feedback is greatly appreciated, as this channel is new and I'm always looking to improve and offer you guys what you want. And of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and click the bell beside it. I'm making a lot of videos like these, offering tips and food and drink recommendations for different US destinations. And don't forget, I also write blog articles if you like reading. So there's blog articles that go along with these videos at www.americantravelgeek.com. And the link for that is in the description. So until next time, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the trip you're currently planning, and happy travels.